Welcome, modeling and animation students. In this video, we're going to begin to model the body of our rabbit character. So let's get started. Let's start with a cube, and then let's take the cube and move it up so that it is covering the rabbit body. And then let's come to the attributes editor and give this cube 2 subdivisions in the width just to divide it in half. And then let's expand the front viewport, zoom in somewhat, and what we're going to do is we're going to use our components, the vertices, edges, and polygons, to sort of shape this cube around the rabbit's body. So let's switch to vertex mode. Grab these bottom vertices here, get your move tool, and move them up so they're right about here. And then get your scale tool and scale them out like so. And then grab the top ones, switch back to your move tool, and move that down just below the arms. And then use your scale tool to scale that out like so. Now it might be nice if we could see our images, our reference image, through this cube. Now that's very easy to do. One thing we could do is come up here and click the X-ray button, and that will allow us to see through. Another thing that we could do is come over here to the default material and simply adjust the transparency. And I like to do it this way because I can also change the color and to a contrasting color so I can see what's going on. If I just click X-ray, it will always be gray. Plus I can adjust the transparency here as I need it to be. So now let's switch to the side view. Hit spacebar and then hover your cursor in the side view and hit spacebar. And zoom in a little bit. And we're going to grab these vertices here, and it's always important to draw a marquee selection around the vertices you're working with, because we want to make sure we're grabbing them on both sides of the cube. And move them in like that. Grab that and move that like so. And grab this corner and move it like so. And grab this corner and move it like so. Now it might be nice to have another edge right here to take care of this curve a little bit more. So I'm going to switch to edge mode, and I'm going to drag a thin marquee selection through the cube. So I'm just selecting these parallel edges all the way around. I'm going to hold down Shift and connect components, and that puts an edge right in the middle. Then I'm going to switch to vertex mode and grab these front vertices here and move them in so I have more of this curve here. And then let's switch back to the perspective view because we need to make this kind of round from the side. So what we're going to do is grab these vertices here and these vertices here like so. And then we're going to scale them in so that we end up with something that looks like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And we also need to adjust our vertices from the front again now. So grab these from the front. And incidentally, you can see very quickly that it would be nice if I didn't have to move both sides. So we can use symmetry to make sure our model is consistent on both sides. So to do that, you can turn on symmetry up here in your status bar by clicking up here. I'm going to use Object X. I'm going to pull that in and pull that in so it's back like it's supposed to be. And I'm going to check it in the perspective view. And before we move on to the next extrusion, I want to switch to face mode, and let's And I've still got symmetry turned on. And select the top and bottom faces. And delete them. So we just have an open mesh. And we're going to make and shape 2 more extrusions before we call it quits for this video. So I'm going to switch to the front viewport. I'm going to switch to edge mode, and then I'm going to double click on that top edge. And then hold down Shift with your move tool selected, hold down Shift and move up. And then we can get the scale tool and scale it in like so. Double click on the bottom edge, switch to the move tool, hold down Shift, and then let's switch to the side view and check and make sure everything looks good. Now we should probably make sure that these follow the same line, so adjust them as well. Switch to the perspective view and see how it looks. Let's switch back to the front view. Switch to edge mode and double click that bottom edge, hold down Shift and create another extrusion. Switch back to the move tool, create another one. Let's switch to the side view and adjust. And back to the front view. Double click, make sure you have that double clicked. Switch to the move tool and come down to the bottom and scale in. Switch to vertex mode and move that in. And this will just be where his legs come out. So I think I'm going to leave that like that. And then let's go to the side view. And I'm going to grab all of these vertices and scale them in like so. We have to adjust these back a little bit. And there we go. We now have the body of our rabbit character. And when we come back, we're going to fix this hole in the bottom, between the legs here, and then we're going to start to extrude the head. And I'll see you in the next video.